Okay. What do you think here about pushing the wave? What's your reasoning?
So my reasoning was that I can crash it on 1 because I know like at Zoe level 1 she can crash against most midlaners, and this can protect me from level 3 Rek'Sai gank, so I can be in a much more
Yeah,
favorable
I mean,
spot.
yeah, this is fine. Because like if you push it like that, then like Viktor cannot trade you, he cannot like poke you, so it's okay. But like I wonder like do you need to shove it level 1? Because then
Right.
like you kinda insta reset the state of the wave and then like it goes back into being stuck in the mid lane. Uh in the middle of the lane. So I would probably say it would be better to like kill ranged minions, for example, and then like keep the melee minions so the wave is still pushing into the Viktor, but like it's not crashing into the tower yet, and like he cannot hit you because you can just like hide behind this entire minion wave. And then
Yeah.
as the second wave comes, then like you can get level 2 first, you can like pressure of that, then like you can look for a trade on level 2, and then you can push it when like the third wave is about to come, so then you can move into the river, make deep vision, and then the wave would start pushing back to you, so you can like avoid getting chased by Rek'Sai.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, so first wave you just like make sure that it's pushing towards Viktor, so he cannot like match the push because we have greater push with Zoe Q. Then we let second wave come in here, so like it's not crashing under the tower yet. We keep our wave healthy enough, so like Viktor cannot outpush it, he cannot match our push. And then as we see third wave coming, we can like choose to push it under the tower, so tower starts hitting the minion, and then like the cannon wave starts to push back to us. And before the third wave comes, after we clear the second wave, we can move into the river to make like deep vision to avoid getting chased by Rek'Sai. Right? So
Right.
then you get your wave back on your side, and you have deep info on Rek'Sai, so he cannot chase you.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we just insta shove this wave, then like you kind of lose the value from doing it because you insta
Yeah.
reset the wave state. So yeah, this would be fine to word like this, but like uh I would be like very careful if I word like this because it doesn't give like too much information because this is dark, so like if we don't see Rek'Sai clearing this and like we don't have exact info like what he already cleared and where he's moving, then like you need to be very careful with how you position in lane.
Mm-hmm.
This is okay. This is fine. Okay, now we see Rek'Sai. You should press on him. You should press tab, see the camps. But he obviously started red and then went Raptors, and now he could be moving mid lane. We spotted him, so this is fine to move like this to make sure he doesn't come mid lane. But I would ping more. Like I would make sure that like first like we don't really press on Rek'Sai and like we don't press on him as like he's trying to like walk out after clearing the camp. So like we don't like like we saw where he went, but like if you don't see it, if you don't know exactly where he went, like it can be a bit awkward. But here like we did, it's fine. You hover here to be safe, it's fine. But he could be like looking to cheese bot lane as we saw him like walking this way. So like you should make sure that like your bot lane knows that your bot lane is aware. And if they try to overstay, if they keep pushing, like you ping here, you ping on top of your teammates, and then you ping again here. So like you make sure that they know.
Mm-hmm.
Because like
And
if you know, if you have the information, like doesn't necessarily mean that like your teammates know. Like this is solo queue, people like tunnel vision a lot, people don't think. people are bad, so like they like warded 3 bash, but like it could not be enough.
Yeah, of course. And I'm pretty sure the ironic part is that I think my bot lane dies here, so
Yeah.
I
So
think me
like
picking was pretty important.
especially like in your MMR, as you get like master, grandmaster, like you kind of like need to be very aware of like everything that happens on the map. And if you wanna climb and like have impact every game in this like super high MMR, like it's not only about outplaying enemy, it's not only about like playing better mechanically, but it's also about like being very aware and then like being able to spread this awareness on top of your like on your teammates. So you make sure with your pings that if you are aware, your teammates are aware as well. Like this is very important, like super high MMR, if you actually want to have impact on every game. So like this is very easy to predict. We see Rek'Sai randomly going bot side, right? Even though he already cleared all camps, the Tribush Bash is not doing enough. So we ping here, we ping here. We make sure we ping on top of our teammates, because if they tunnel vision, they might like not see those words. And then you ping again here. If they don't react, then like you type in chat, and like that's all you can do. If they die anyway after that, then it's all you can do.
Yeah.
It's just unlucky. But here, like, it's just not enough. It's not enough pinging like this. And yeah, and like you can just like be mad at your teammates or something that they're like not paying enough attention, they're not good enough, but like you can change it. If you know how to ping better, then like you can change it, you can affect how they play. Unlucky cannon.
Yeah.
Okay, but like ignoring what happened bot lane, this is fine. Because you know Rek'Sai could be looking mid lane as well, so you kinda need to let Viktor push. That is kinda random. What are you thinking here? What
I was
happened?
thinking because there was no play to be made with the bubble. I was thinking like if I could fish for a bubble and like it somehow lands a Victor, it's a pretty big reward in terms of the risk that I had to do.
Isn't like if you hit him, then like he can like walk away here, and if you wanna Q him, then like you need to walk up here, and then you have all these minions like possibly hitting you, and then like he can answer with E, and you end up losing like 300, 400 HP for this.
That's true, yeah.
So yeah, that feels a bit random, because like sure he's trying to hit the cannon, but like you cannot follow up on the bubble. So like it doesn't make much sense to try to hit it. And this is just skill issue, I guess. Yeah. Now we cannot do much because of the Rek'Sai pressure. I would probably just let him hit the minions, so then I can like clear the wave under the tower, so we can reset the wave state. Yep. Now it's a bit unlucky that we don't have the ward anymore. But after bot lane play, Rek'Sai should reset. Rek'Sai should be topside now, so if you hover like this, it's fine. Viktor resets, so shoving this is fine. Okay, he's staying. Now it's like way too long before the next wave arrives, so like 99% he's not gonna try to freeze it, but if he does, you can probably just like walk into the river top bot side. Like if you see him trying to freeze it, then like you don't break it, you let him do it, you go around like this, get your ward here, and then you walk up here, and you have this wave stacked, and then like enemy wave walks up here, and then you shove the wave with your 2 waves, and then we reset for free. Yep, it's not happening though. Oh no, don't tell me you are all stabbing.
Oh,
Oh
perhaps.
no. Do you do it often?
Not often. This game in particular, it happened often because I was getting pinged a lot at my server.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you get to this, like, very high MMR, like, it matters a lot. Like,
Yeah,
how you are able to focus, and that, like, you don't have any, like, other things going on, like, at the same time. So you can just, like, focus solely on the game. Like, it really matters a lot. Like, for me, like, this is, like, the biggest difference from, like, going to high master to challenger. Just to, like, be able to not think about anything else and just, like, be completely 100% focused on the game.
right.
Like, this can be, like, for me it was massive issue. For me it was massive issue. Because you can just, like, lose a lot of focus like this, and, like, if you are alt tab, you are going back to lane, then, like, not only you're, like, starting to think about other things, if you're, like, looking at the Discord or, like, OPGG, whatever, like, you lose your focus, but also you are not able to collect information and, like, to think for your teammates again. Right? So,
Yeah,
like, as you are walking back to lane, you pretty much have, like, this window of 20-30 seconds where you can just, like, look at the screen and, like refocus. So, like, you don't press any buttons if you don't need to, and you just, like, stay focused, stay present, and, like, you just absorb what is happening on the game. And if there is anything happening that, like, your teammates are not responding to, then again you can be aware for them, right? If you see some, like, cheesy shit like this happening again, that, like, Rek'Sai is ganking or something, then you can just, like, spam ping them, and you can, like, make your teammate play better. So again, you can just, like, lose a lot of value from something like this. And the higher you get, the more it matters. That was Viktor recalling, right?
hmm
What do you think here?
I think it's on the shelf here. I
Right,
think he has to burn TP if he has to collect the wave, and then like the priority on mid lane.
okay. Give me. I need to make some tea. Like, my mouth is getting super dry and I have nothing to drink. So we need to
But
make.
that's fine.
Yeah, we need to make, like, 2 minutes break. Sorry.
It's all good.
Hello.
Hey,
Okay, I actually have some water. Okay, let's go back a bit. I mean, yeah, like, if you know that he has TP and you can force the Viktor TP, then, like, it's fine to push. Because, like, you cannot do much. But, like, yeah, just moving to Gwen, hovering, this is fine. I would not be looking for bot lane gang like this. Do you have any info on Rek'Sai right now? Am I missing something?
I don't think so. I was thinking that if Victor can't come, and so even if Rek'Sai is there to counter the gank, I can go with Gwen and make it like an
Yeah,
outnumber
I might
situation.
be wrong. I mean, if you have Gwen right next to you, and you see, like, your bot lane is able to insta crash the wave, then, like, it's probably fine. But wait, you probably should proc the plant. Yeah, you have the plant. I mean the previous plant. So you get the vision on the jungle if Rek'Sai is there. And then you can try to go. Oh yeah, this seems fine. Yeah, now we see Rek'Sai. Like as long as you are like aware of the fact that Rek'Sai could be around and like how he can respond, then like this is fine. But I just find it a bit weird that you are not proccing the vision plant to see if Rek'Sai is there, and then you can go get the blast con. Okay, what is happening here? Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you think about this play? About trading kills like that?
I think in the end it wasn't worth it because looking at the mid wave state, I just lost an entire kingdom wave for that, and it wasn't a good choice maybe.
Yep. I mean, like overall, like I would probably like not recommend flashing for kills at all, unless you can get like some other value from it, like shoving the wave and then recalling. But here is like it's pretty random because you already did the bot lane play, and you don't have like certain kill on Rek'Sai. I guess you don't see that you can just like one shot him. So you are just like killing him for the sake of killing him, and like it doesn't provide you anything other than like kill gold.
Yeah.
But like stuff like this probably depends game to game. But like overall, I would like recommend not flashing for kills at all, unless you can get like some other value from it. What is happening here? This is a bit unnecessary. Oh, I don't like this. Because we are alone on the map right now. And we don't have any vision around.
Yeah.
And like it's not that you can do anything if he wants to reset anyway. Like the only thing you can do here is like die. The best thing you do is poke him, but he's resetting anyway. But you could die if Rek'Sai comes here. You have no flash. So stuff like this doesn't make any sense ever. If you are going forward, but you are not making sure that you are safe. Wait, why the fuck is he full HP?
Oh, he probably teleported back actually.
Wait, isn't his CP down?
I thought it was down before. So like in the game, I thought he used TP at the wave that I crashed on the non-cannon wave, but then apparently here, I think I was wrong and
Okay,
he
I'm
used teleport
confused as
here.
well. Uh, this is okay. This is random. Like, yeah, you have no reason to press forward. If your team is doing objective and you don't have any vision topside, like, don't go for stuff like this. Like, if an enemy is not inting, you're not gonna get anything out of that. and there is always a chance that they just punish you for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like in this MMR, like most of the time you should be respectful of stuff like this. Like you go forward only if you make sure that like you are safe and you can actually do something. If you just go like aggro because like you think that like maybe you can do something, then like very often you will just get punished for it. Or like you don't do anything because like enemies not gonna let you. Yeah, like now it's fine because now you have your teammates around, right? So like even if Rek'Sai comes, like you have two teammates able to join. Like
Yeah, so it
here,
has to be with a reason, right?
yeah, here you have like very clear reason and like very like obvious punish that you can like just CC chain him with Rel if needed, and then you can just one shot him as Freeman. So now it's Viktor inting with the position, right? If he's staying
Mm-hmm.
within the bubble range. Yeah, like he cannot ever press forward like this. He cannot ever last hit this minion. So here this is very good. Here is like very obvious reason why are you doing this, and here is like very obvious punish for like Viktor inting, because you know you have two teammates within the range, and you know that like obviously you can one shot him, right? He's insta
Mm-hmm.
dead. So this is very good, and like this is how you should be fighting. This is what you should be looking for. And if you don't have like very obvious reason like this, then like just don't randomly go in. Don't randomly press forward unless like you know that you are safe. Like if you don't have vision like top side like you didn't like the previous like try when you try to poke him, then like just don't do it. You know you cannot kill Viktor, and you don't have enough info that like you don't know if you are safe in this position. So like why are you ever pressing forward?
Right.
Like the higher you get, if you are playing versus challenger players, like it's not gonna work. And very often you will just like get punished if you have this mindset. So like you need to understand like what info do you have, what enemy can do, and like how you can like punish enemy position. And if you cannot like kill, if you cannot do anything like meaningful, like just don't look for anything. Mm, I don't really like this. I mean, like, ward is fine, but like, you shouldn't hover here. You should just wait for your team. Right now, like, Gwen is recalling. Jin is recalling now as well. It's like, you just wanna wait for them. Uh, I would be like very careful if I wanna trade like this. Because again, like, we are very forward. We have zero vision. Like, top side, we have zero vision bot side. We don't see enemy bot lane. We don't see enemy jungler. My Gwen is doing wolves. My Jin is coming back from base. Like if you are doing stuff like this, like you need to be very aware that like enemy could be there, like where enemy can be, what can they do to punish me? We have no flash. Like if you do stuff like this, you need to be like certain that this is safe. You cannot just be
Mm-hmm.
flipping it. Like this time maybe it works, like maybe next 5 times it's gonna work, but like the higher you get, like the higher the chance that like it's not gonna work. Because like then like if you are playing versus good players, and like why would Viktor let you do this unless enemy is within the range, right? If he
Yeah.
has Rek'Sai around, then like maybe he's gonna let you do this. Because like he knows that you cannot follow up on the Q, and if you do then you die to Rek'Sai. Yeah, and now you get punished for having no flash going aggro. Like this is exactly what happens. right? And like the better players you play against, like the more often this is going to be the result. Because like if he knows that you have no flash, right? Like he's gonna let you do this, like only if enemy is in range. Right? And then like it's very obvious punish on you. For enemy, it's very obvious that they can just kill you. Because you are just like walking randomly. You have no E and you have no flash now. So they just kill you for free. You are just like, you are asking to be killed like this. And you have like no obvious window to like kill Viktor or anything like that. You are just like fighting for the sake of fighting, and like you don't have sufficient information to do it safe. You are not trying to be safe.
Yeah, so it has to be
Yeah, like
what go-
first,
what
you
reason.
always need to know that you are safe. You need to be very aware of like where enemy could be, where enemy jungler could be, where enemy support could be, what could they do to punish you. And then like if you know that this position is safe, then you can look for like random Q pokes. Otherwise, like you never go for it. You need to be very aware of the map. You need to be very aware when you can walk up. Okay. We probably should be watching what is happening on the sides. And if you are thinking about like where enemy jungler could be, maybe you can ping Garen. Same as before with the bot lane. Like you cannot be aware only for yourself, but you need to be aware for yourself in order to be able to be aware for teammates as well. So like if you wanna play in this Grandmaster plus MMR, like you need to have very good awareness of like what is happening on the entire map, like almost all the time. So you don't go out of position yourself, but also you need to like be able to use this awareness to like aid your teammates and kind of think for them.
Right.
And then like you can have a lot of impact through this, like really a lot of impact through this. Right? Because like one int on site that you could prevent with your pings could be like game changing. Like people can lose a lot from one death, then they can like tilt, and then like they don't wanna play or whatever. It happens in solo queue very often. And if you like you are like very aware of like exactly where enemy could be and like that they could be ganking side, and you just like pumping them like madman and like make them back off, like it could be game changing. Okay, let's see what happens here. We're choosing to go bot lane. And we already know that we lose entire top mid tower from it. Okay. I mean, like, it's kinda nerfed now. Like, Herald is a bit weaker, but still is like very powerful. If enemy has Herald, you cannot just randomly run to sides.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how much do we change here? Like, how much do we change? Is Aphelios surviving if you don't come? Probably not. And like you could see it sooner, like before you come bot lane, you knew that like Janna is already dead. Like even if they don't kill Aphelios, they get like just as many plates. Right? And do you know
Yeah.
that enemy has Herald? So you cannot just move. You're just giving entire mid lane wave for free. And you are Zoe, so you can like always Q ulti the wave from safe range. Yep. Yep. This like I think it happens like on EOS, it happens a lot in like Master MMR as well. Like very often I see like when my jungler has Herald, I just like type to my jungler, just look for mid lane on enemy on enemy mid roam. Like if I am losing mid lane, like very often they just like ignore Herald, they just go to the side, and then like they get 2 kills on the plate or something, and we just like get entire mid lane tower 5 plays, and we end up winning the trade even though I'm losing mid lane. So like this is something that you always need to keep in mind. It is not worth to move, even if you're like hard ahead and you can dive bot lane. You need to like think how much of an impact can you actually do, like if you go bot lane compared if you are not there, and like how much you are losing mid lane if enemy has Herald. You cannot
Right.
ignore
So
it. It's very important.
yeah.
It's a lot of gold. Enemy is getting like, I don't know, 1500 gold for free, and you are like making maybe 100 gold difference for this bot play. Like if you are not there, like maybe they get 1 less plate, that's it. And the enemy is just getting entire mid tower and second tower as well, apparently. So this is massive, this is a lot of gold, this is something that you should not be letting enemy do, ever. What the fuck is happening?
So here, I was under the assumption that we give to Drake because I'm pretty sure I saw it set on Vision, and I quickly assumed like, oh, it's 0-4v5. It's like impossible to win this, especially because our Gurren doesn't have TP.
Hmm. I mean, like, if you wanna contest the Drake, then like, you cannot get the wave. If you see enemy already in the river, you would like need to path to Gwen and then like maybe walk up together to the river. If you go like this, like it's always a gift if enemy is trying to do it. And if you are not close to your teammates, like you should be watching them, you should be pinging them back. You are not in range. Enemy has like at least 4 players there, even if Seth is not there. Right? It's at least 4 versus 3. You are not there.
Mm-hmm.
Like you press on top of your teammates, ping back. Try to join. Like if enemy is slow on Drake and you can contest, like you need to join your teammates first. Here they just like randomly go in. It's like not up to you. But like if you like watch them closely and like ping them like crazy, like maybe they back off, maybe they don't die. Maybe it's just a Drake and like few plays for Garen. And like that's your teammates just die. It's like it's your teammates inting, but like maybe you can prevent it. Okay, we are popping off here, I guess.
I mean, I kind of missed everything. Had like 1Q, then like flashing that at
I
him.
wanna see what
and then
happened there. Okay, we see Rek'Sai in the bush. So we don't see Janna Rek'Sai, they could be from both sides. We see Viktor TPing top lane. Yeah, that's on Zoe Gaming. Miss Q. Seal deal, this much damage. Love it. Yeah, this is whatever, I guess. I mean, if this was like just a normal 300 kill, you never go for it. You never go for it.
Yeah, I saw like he had a bounty. I was like, wait,
But yeah, like
it's pretty worth
if
like
it's a big bounty, if it's like 300 plus bounty, sure, you can cheese kills like that. But if there is no bounty, then like you go for flashing like that only if you are like very aware that you can do it safely without dying, and then you can do something on the map like get Herald or Tower. If it's just kill for kill, then like don't go for it, don't waste your flash. If you're playing something like Zoe, like you get a lot of value from flash, because then it like allows you to position way more aggressively, right?
Hmm.
Because then if like Rek'Sai tries to jump on you, then you can always flash back. And now, like if it was like just a kill, 300 gold, then like you get some gold, sure, but now you have no flash for 5 minutes and you cannot be like as safe, and you cannot position as aggressively for the next 5 minutes because of this. It's like way easier to punish you. You might get like a lot of value for like Drake fight or something with your flash. So like you don't want to waste it for like getting random kill. So do it like mid game, late game, do it only if it's a kill into objective. If you can like actually do something on the map from the kill. If it's just like empty gold without like massive bounty, like you don't want to waste your flash like this. Opinion. Okay, so here like not only we get punished for like having no flash, but like it's the same idea as before, like with the trades on Viktor. Right? It's not like you can actually do something meaningful, or like you see punish on enemy, but also like you don't see like what the enemy can do to punish you. I mean here, I don't know, here it's just int honestly. Because
Yeah.
you have info on Rex. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just int. You see Rek'Sai.
In game, I was kind of thinking like because Rel and Garen are close in proximity, I can like just like maybe cheat a kill on
I
them, but
mean,
it's not possible,
even
isn't it?
if it's just the fucking John and you hit the bubble, Garen is not getting there. Garen is not getting there anytime
Yeah.
soon. So you have like maybe Rally CC and that's it. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense at all. Like you go forward like this, only if you see like some actual opening to punish someone together with your teammates, or just for poke if you know that you can go in safely, if you can R in safely, if you can walk up to this position safely. You have no mobility, right? Your ulti is not mobility, it doesn't give you an escape, and you have no flash, so we are playing immobile mage. Right? You need to be insanely careful with your positioning. You don't play alone. You don't play alone. It's like always you and your teammates. And first, you need to make sure that you are safe, and then you can try to do something. And probably like you poke only like for the objectives, right? If you are playing Zoe, or like if you are
Yeah.
contesting wave before objectives, then you look for some random queues. But here is like nothing happening on the map. You just like randomly walk up to enemy and then like you ulti in. Like again, we are just doing it without making sure we are safe, and like without like any reason why would we do it. It's not like you see opening to do something meaningful. Our Garen is getting gapped again, I guess. This is kinda okay, but like again, like you are alone. You are alone here. You need to make sure uh like your bot lane is fighting, Garen is fighting bot, and like your entire top side is black. So like again, the reason is like why are we trying to poke Viktor? And like why the fuck would Viktor ever let us do anything meaningful to him? if like his allies are not around, right? If he's
Mhm.
walking up like this, what I'm thinking is like someone else is here as well, right?
Yeah.
If he's walking up like this and he's a good player, he's a high-elo player, then like he's very confident that he can be there safely, right? So this is how you like should approach like thinking about enemy position, as we are getting in this like Grandmaster plus MMR. Like even if you are winning 1v1 and you think that you can like solo kill him, which like you cannot here, obviously. Even if you do, like first you need to think that like he might have a reason why he thinks that he is safe there, right? So if you have entire topside black and the enemy is playing fucking Rek'Sai, which can one-shot you, like you need to be very aware of that. And like you need to constantly think if he could be right there and if he could punish you if you go forward. Because like if you can kill Viktor and he lets you do that, like why would he do it? Right?
Yeah.
But then like if you have vision and you know it's safe and then like he still does it, then you punish him. Right? If you are
Mhm.
playing versus master players, if you are playing versus low grandmaster players, they will do mistakes like that. But you cannot flip thinking that is a mistake, right? Because as you get higher, as you wanna climb into like high grandmaster, challenger, MMR, the less often it's gonna happen, and the more often they will have like good reason why they can be there, right?
Yeah.
So you cannot just randomly flip that like is a good play or not. If you wanna get like higher MMR than you are already, you cannot just like assume that it might be good for you. You need to have like very good awareness of like what could be happening on the map. You need to have very good awareness of like where you are safe, and then you can look to fight. And like first you know that you can be in certain position, and then you look for punish on an enemy. It's not like just enemies in range, I think I can do proper combo and maybe kill him, then I go. No, first you need to be very aware of like where enemy could be on the map, what vision I have, where my teammates are positioned, how can we like fight together, not just you, but like 5 teammates on the map right now, and then you can look to fight. And here, like after this wave, it's kind of random to be walking up next wave, because like look at your teammates, like we are not pressing enough on top of our teammates. We are not communicating. We are not trying to like play with them enough. I think you are just like hoping that they will play good. You're just like hoping that they will be better teammates than enemy teammates, right?
Yeah. So
So
I should
you need
probably be
to.
like in proximity to them, right?
I mean, yeah, that's one thing. Like after this wave, you have like no reason to go for the other one, and like you don't have any vision topside. So like it's all black and like you still have no flash and like it's very easy to punish you. Like you don't wanna go there unless you have like very good reason why. And if you see your 3 teammates trying to play on enemy side of the map, like you need to go there. You press on top, you press towards them, you press on top of them, you look what is happening, and like usually you ping them back. Because right now it's like it fucking make no sense for them to be there. You are topside, Garen is dead, Garen is in base. This is all black, this is all black. There is 0 objectives both side. So like why would your team be positioned like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any sense for them to be trying to do anything. Like if enemy is not inting, they always die there. If your team tries to do anything and enemy is not inting, they always die. So like you need to be aware about this. You need to be aware that this is the case and that your team is inting. So you press on top of them, you see what is happening, you just ping them back like crazy. Then you can ping like warded on top of you. At least like this is what I use. I usually just ping warded on top of me like twice, so my team knows that I'm here. And then I keep pinging my teammates back. And then I can like ping again on top of me warded. So they see that I'm actually top lane and I cannot help them right now. So they are like alone there. Like you need to think for your teammates, you need to be aware for your teammates, and you need to like
Right.
try to coordinate them with your pings. If you like get to this MMR where you're like playing with the same players over and over, and you wanna be better than them, like you need to think for your teammates. Like this is what makes the difference. Yep, they just like it never works. It never makes any sense at all to be in this position. If you are top lane, if Garen is dead, like they never do anything mid lane. They like always die. They just ask to be killed. And now enemy is getting inhib for this. So like this is something that we can prevent. Like if you are like aware of what's happening on the map and you like watch your teammates, and then you start pinging them like back like crazy and like warded on top of you, like any ping that you like they will notice, they will react, like most of the time at least. And then you have a impact on the game. And like this, you are just flipping that your teammates play good. Like and stuff like this is game change. If you do this like 5 times in the game, entire game, where like your teammates actually like react to your pings, like this is game changing. You can solo win games by just like pinging, I guess. And it happens every game. Like people like even like Grandmaster MMR, people don't have good macro, people don't have like very good awareness. They fuck up a lot, they like overforce shit a lot. Like doesn't make any sense, and you can just like be aware for them. And if you ping a lot, they will listen. Like high master players, grandmaster players, like they will listen to ping. If you ping properly, they will listen. Okay, what the fuck is happening now? Again, your team is just going forward, I guess. I mean, like here, like you already wanna start like pressing towards your teammates, honestly. Like you need to get into like the habit of like as soon as you see the fight, you start pressing towards there. Then you press on top, like you click towards Gwen, then you like press to see what happens, and then you make a decision, right?
Yeah.
But you wanna like start walking to the fight like as soon as possible. So if you can actually like make a difference on the fight, then you wanna be there as soon as possible. So like as soon as you see like any fight engaging like this, like later into the game, you insta press there. Right? Then you see what happens. If you can join, if you can make a difference, then you like join there safely, make sure that like enemy cannot cheese you, like Rek'Sai cannot jump on you, and you just keep running to your team. Yeah, I don't like this pathing. You need to like press on your team more and like path safely. Like you still have no flash 40 seconds. This is not safe. This is okay, right? So you press like this and you watch what happens with your teammates.
Yeah.
You never go like behind, you never try to do some like cheesy random pathing. Unless you are like 100% sure that like your team is hard winning and you just like chase down teammates, I mean enemy, to just like kill them, finish them off. Yeah, random pathing and you are not paying attention, like you are not watching the fight. Like you have no fucking clue what is happening. You are not pressing there. So you are just like walking forward and like hoping that like maybe your team is winning and then maybe you can flank on an enemy or something. And now you try to engage from like very awkward position where enemy can collapse on you. Now you are like literally behind enemy alone. Yeah, I guess it still works. Okay, so like pretty much you just like take bad pathing, and then you flip that you can maybe make a good impact on the fight without like even seeing like how the fight goes. Just like take bad path where you could be like punished for it, and you just join the fight without knowing like how it goes because you don't watch the fight. So again, we are just like lacking a lot of awareness of like what is happening, where like enemy could be, and like how I can join fight safely, like not get punished, and then like look to like fight enemy.
Right. So I should be looking more at my teammates, and then
Yeah, like you need to be pressing on top of the fight constantly, so you see the fight. Then you need to think what is your safe position, right? So like I see like 2 enemies, 3 enemies here, but like enemy could be here, enemy could be here, so I cannot walk like this. So like I walk to my team like as fast as I can, the shortest path that I can take, which is safe, and then I fight together with my teammates. You are not flanking, you are not going around. As a mage, like you never do it. You never do it unless you like 100% know that you can just like kill everyone. And like enemies hinting or like the fight is almost done and just finish off enemies. And if you like to do it, you need to like be watching the fight and you need to be like you need to see every enemy champion. Because the way you do it, like it's just pure flip. We just hope that like it's gonna work. And then like in very high MMR, like it's gonna be int always. Okay, what the fuck is happening now? Wait, let me go back to the previous fight. So yeah, we take this random fight. And we just happen to be in like good enough position to kill some enemies. But like if the fight goes bad, then like your teammates die and then like enemy can just collapse on you and everyone dies and then like can be game over. And if you just watch your team, if you watch the fight and like just join from the front or like just join to the back of your teammates, then like you can make a decision if the fight is good or bad, right? And if it's good, you just join your teammates, you kill an enemy, and then you can take the Drake. If it's bad, then you just like do what you can and then back off because you know you have safe position. And if your teammates die, you can always go mid lane and you can clear the wave and you don't lose the game.
yeah.
So like again, we don't have reasoning for what we do. We just like randomly go for a play without thinking, and we just hope it's a good play. And like the higher you get, the like more often it's not gonna work out. But in Master MMR it's gonna work. Or like there is like good percentage when it's gonna work. If you go to like Grandmaster plus MMR, like it's not gonna work most of the time. We just get punished for it and like solo lose games. And here.
He was pretty in. I should have, well, one, if I was gonna look for this play, I should have used my ult first to get the information I need because the entire like Drake vision is like dark. So
Yeah, we can just
and
like you can path to the bush so they cannot cheese you like that.
and there probably wasn't even a reason to go for this play. It was very hopeful
But like
in terms.
it has the stuff like this. It has like the same root as like all the stuff that was happening in this game, all the mistakes that were happening in this game. It's just like the way you think and like the lack of awareness of like what is happening on the map with like where enemy could be when you don't have vision and like what is safe position, what is good positioning.
Yeah.
Like we lack a lot here. And like if you wanna go like beyond the MMR that you are already in, this is very important. This is insanely important. This is something that you should work on. There is like you get just less and less room for like randomness like this. I mean, like the way you're like pressing in and like trying to use the Q before you see the engage is like is the same. Like the way you think is the same. Yeah, like what if Rek'Sai is in range to just like all in you and just one shot you because you still have no flash and then like enemy can follow up. You cannot just fight. First we make sure we are safe and like the positioning is good. Like my positioning and my teammates' positioning. Like where enemy could be and like how could they fight us. And then you choose to fight. If you don't, like stuff like this is gonna happen all the time. Fights like that are gonna happen all the time. Where we are just like end up getting caught off position. And then you lose the game. I really like the 219 AP on 2 items. Please don't tell me you won the game.
Nah, there's no way to won the game.
No, like if you got like some two good fights in, team fights in, it's winnable. But it's like, yeah, it's kind of like the same approach as like with all the fights, previous fights. It's just you need to make sure you have like safe position. You have to be like extremely aware of like how enemy can fight you with what position and like where they could be. And then like if you are aware of that, then you can look at your teammates, and if you see them walking out of position, then you can ping them like crazy. You can be aware for them. And then if you see enemy punish, you just get a free kill, right? And that could be game changing. And in Master, oh my oh my god. Oh my god, season 13. Nah, I wanna close this VOD now. Oh no.
Admittedly, it was very lucky,
Oh
but
no.
I wasn't expecting to hit that.
Oh no. But yeah, it's like it's the game. You just go for it, right? You don't think
Yeah.
about the map, do you?
Nope.
Nope. Like this is like the main difference. Like people in like Grandmaster, like they are not like better mechanically, like not much. Like this is like stuff like this is what makes the difference. Like you need to know where you can be on the map, where your teammates can be on the map, and when you can punish enemy, and not just like randomly go in and hoping that it's gonna work out. Right? Because like it's not only you. It's not only you. If you are good at this, like it's affecting all your teammates. You can make all of your teammates play better. And it makes massive difference in this MMR.
Mm-hmm.
So like there wasn't like much of like laning phase to talk about in this game. Like laning phase micro. Because the game got kinda chaotic very soon, very early. so we kind of skip the laning phase 1v1.
Yeah.
But I don't think we should like point out any other mistakes than like this main thing, like the way you think about the game and like stuff like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is your problem. This is your main problem. This is what you should be focusing on. Like the way you think and like the lack of awareness of like how the map looks, and that you have 10 players on the map. It's not just you. It's not just 5 players, you and your teammates. It's 10 people on the map at every second of the game. And this is what you need to be working on. Like, if you have players watching the screen and looking at the minimap from time to time to see what's happening, like you need the reverse. You are looking at the minimap like 24/7, and then sometimes you look at the screen to hit on minions. Like if you improve this, like this could be like the single thing that like makes you go from high master to challenger. If you get like insanely good at this. Like, how many games do you have on Zoe?
I'm honestly not sure because there's a lot of games on Zoe, but for like approximately like half the time that I played on Zoe, I kind of just played her for funsies. But now I do have like I think 1,000,000 points in Zoe.
Right, so it's not that much, is it? Million is like 1,000 games, no?
Yeah.
So you are not like hardcore OTP. You play other champions.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Well, they like even if you have like 1 million, like you don't really get better at Zoe by playing the game, do you? Like,
Nah.
if you have this, yeah. So like, if you wanna climb beyond this, like, it's not about the champion. It's not about like how you execute the fights, like how you fight. It's about your awareness, your positioning, and like knowing what to do on the map.
Right.
So, if you wanna improve this, you need to make sure that there is 0 distractions when you are playing. There is nothing else that is going on. There is nothing else that you think about. Like you close Discord, you close the internet, like anything that you are doing. Like everything has to be closed. It's just you and the game. And you just work on your awareness. Like as you are playing your game, like your goal is to just like watch the minimap 24/7, see how is your teammates, how are your teammates moving, and constantly think where enemy jungler could be moving, like when enemy support could be roaming if he's not on the map. Like 24/7, you need to be thinking about this. Like as you go into your games, that's like the only thing that you think about, right? And then you use this awareness to stay safe yourself, so enemy is like not punishing you for being out of position because you always know what is safe position if you have this awareness. And then you can use this awareness to help your teammates play better, right? With the
Right.
proper pinging. Like if you are pinging for your teammates, if you wanna like ping that someone is moving, if like is your enemy mid laner moving, you don't ping ever on the lane. Or like you can ping once on the lane. But if you see him going bot lane, then it's like you can ping danger here, then you ping twice on top of your teammates to back off, and then you ping every few seconds on the path as like an enemy could be taking, right?
Yeah.
So this is something that you need to practice, like see how people react to these kind of pings, and just like it's a skill. It's a skill as an other. You can get better at pinging. You can get better at like making your teammates react to the pings. So just like try it and see the feedback with like how your teammates react to it, and then you can get better at it. But like main thing that you are focusing on is like 24/7 seeing the minimap and like thinking where like all 10 players could be on the map. All your teammates, how is your jungler moving, and constantly you are thinking where enemy jungler could be early game. And mid-late game, you need to constantly think like what is safe position, like how enemy could engage on us in like Drake fights and stuff like this. And then like what is my safe position knowing that, and then like you go from there with how you fight. So I think this is like the only thing, the one thing that you should be working on right now, and that would have like massive difference in your elo, like how you play the game. What do you think about that? What's your opinion?
I think it's pretty accurate. Yeah, I think I don't really think about the map and what's relative to myself and my teammates often. So I think it's very valid. Yeah, I think I'll work on that for sure.
I think like if you get very good at this could be like something that helps you go from like a high master / grandmaster to like even challenger. If you get like extremely good at this, and then as you start laning versus like LCS players and like super high MMR OTPs, this is where like you could start thinking about like redefining your laning phase micro and like how to play 1v1. Because if you are playing versus NA master players, like they will not like have super good laning phase micro. So if you play your OTP champion and like you play like so many games of it, then like you are like good enough, you will not get punished. So like first you like improve this awareness. Excuse me. First you improve like this awareness, and like this is gonna help you to like get close to challenger probably if you get super good at this. And then like you might start playing versus players that like challenge you a lot in like 1v1 laning phase micro, and then you might like try to think how to relearn playing the lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's it from me for this coaching session. Do you have any
All right.
questions?
I did want to take a look at my build this game. I saw like so Set and Rek'Sai were both putting like some magic resist, and so I was thinking if I should have went Shadow Flame or Void Staff this game.
Yeah. Like usually in my coaching, like I don't pay like too much attention to builds because like it's not like game changing with like how high you climb. You don't know how to build properly every game. So like usually I just focus on the like fundamental understanding of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to see like scoreboard. I mean like if you're playing Sword Boots and Shadow Flame, and like then you have enough magic penetration for like single magic resist item, right? And if you are playing something like Zoe, then like you value a lot being able to one-shot squishy targets. So Void Staff is probably like not too important on Zoe unless enemy has like a very heavy magic resist stackers, and like it's very hard for you to get into the backline. Okay, you are too quick. Where is it? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to go Void Staff as second item. Not at all.
Gotcha.
So going Ludens into Shadow Flame is completely fine. You get like no value from Void Staff whatsoever. And you get like some value into Rek'Sai from having like bonus health. Because it's harder to like one-shot you. So yeah, build is fine. Build is completely fine. Any other questions?
Not for me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so like make sure you're like very focused when you are doing this. Like don't play just to play. Like if you want to improve this, like there is nothing else that you think about. Like you need to be extremely focused. Because like this is not easy to work on if you're like just spamming 20 games a day or if you have like other stuff going on in your life at the moment. So like make sure you have 0 distractions and like make sure you are like 100% fresh and focused. And then like it makes a lot of difference in like trying to work on this. So yeah, that's it. Wait, did he already? No. Hello? Hello, hello?
Sorry. Oh yeah, I sent you the second VOD from like a month ago because that one I played in a completely different MMR. I think the average MMR was Grandmaster, so I did want to see if that changes anything. But personally, at this point, I don't think it does because
Yeah, I
the
don't
problem
think.
was already identified. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's very obvious here, and like doesn't matter what MMR you play in. I think there is like you have a lot of work to do. Like it's not easy to like to improve this to like very very exceptional level. And
yeah.
if you wanna play in Challenger, like this is what you need to do. You need to get extremely good at this. So it might take some time. So yeah, so good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.